Okay, my students, we're going to do another law of exponents. First, I just want to say thanks again for sneezing on my test and giving me a cold. You are so kind to me. Okay, here we go. It's dividing. Whenever you're dividing two things same base, you just subtract the powers and keep where the power big. Let's start over. You subtract the powers, keep it where the largest power was. So you have 6x's. You're canceling these 6 with 6 of these x's. So that means you would have 3 x's left on the top multiplied together. So here, anything divided by itself is 1 except 0. So that's anything. That's just, anything divided by itself. Now, you have 4 x's. You have 10 x's. 4 of these cancel with 4 of these. So you would still have 6 of them left on the bottom. So when you're dividing two things same base, you subtract the powers and keep the answer where the largest power was. Now, this, 6 and 9. You reduce it. What number goes into 6 and 9? That's how you do coefficients. So 3 goes into both, so it'd be 2 over 3. Then 7x's cancel with 7x's here. You still have 4 left over. Here. These 4 cancel with 4 of these, so that'd be x squared. 3 of these cancel with 3 of these, so that'd be y to the 5th. And then the z's cancel out. When you take a base raised to a power, then you raise the whole thing to another power. You multiply the powers. And here, x to the 5th is on the bottom. But 5 of these cancel with 5 of these, so it'd be x to the 13th. So whenever you're dividing things same base, you subtract the powers. Now for this one, you could put a 1 on the bottom, but technically you should just leave it x squared y to the 5th. So this one, we got to simplify. The order of operations, you do a power before dividing. So 2 cubed is 8. X cubed is x cubed. Nothing to do on the bottom. Now 8 divided by 4 is 2. And when you have 3 of these, cancel with 3 of these. So that would be x to the 4th. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to see something. Wow, I must be talking fast. Sorry. So multiply. 3 times 5 is 15. X is 6. When you multiply things same base, you add. So that'd be x to the 11th, y. All over x to the 7th, y to the 10th. Now, 15 divided by 1 is just 15, so that doesn't go anywhere. Now, you have 11 x's on the top. You have 7 on the bottom. So these 7 cancel out with 7 of these, so it'd be x to the 4th. You have 1y, you have 10y, so this cancels with one of them. You have y to the 9th on the bottom. So this one, cube both things, so it's x cubed, y cubed. All over x to the 6th. That's an x to the 12th. So that would be x cubed, y cubed over x to the 18th. Can you hear me now? Sorry. 3 of these cancel with 3 of these, so you'd have 15 left over on the bottom. So try just a couple for me here. I'm going to turn over the here. Give me just a second. I'm almost done. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm worried. I want medication. So try these two for me, please. Turn off the video and then try them. Okay, so coefficients you reduce, so it'd be 4 over 3. There's 6 of these. It cancels with 6 of these. So you still have 3 of them. Now notice there's no pluses or minuses, so you got to be careful. It's got to be a product with everything else. But 8 y's cancel with 8 of the 10 y's. And then anything divided by itself is 1 except 0. Then this would be x to the 60th over x to the 15th, which 15 of these, because when you have a base raised to a power, then you raise to another power, you multiply. So 15 of these cancel with 15 of these, so it'd be x to the 45. So, the laws so far, when you multiply two things same base, you add the powers. If you have a base raised to a power, and you raise to another power, you multiply the powers. If you have a product raised to a power, you raise the whole thing to another power. So you raise both to that power. Now that includes fractions too, because a fraction and products go together. So it'd be x to the m over y to the m. And then last, if you're dividing two things, if the top power is bigger, then it's x to the m minus n. You subtract the powers. If they're the same, then the answer is just 1. Because anything divided by itself is 1 except, of course, 0. And if the bottom power is bigger, then the answer is on the bottom, and it's x to the n minus m. So, I'm going to put something on your screen here. I'm going to break it up into two parts there. Now I'm going to put it here. Now the answers are the ones that are in red. I want you to do 1 through 14 here. So you can skip 11. We haven't talked about that yet. And I want you to do 1 through 19 here. Okay, some are kind of tricky. Now remember, a negative divided by negative is positive. So hopefully you can see that. Let's try one more time. Is that better? That's about as good as I'm going to get. And then 1 through 14 here. Oops. I'll go ahead and do 1 through 15, I guess. Skip 11. Is that better? And I'll be glad to help you. Just don't sneeze on me again. Goodbye.